So this video is going to be a little bit different than what we normally do. Today I'm going to share some sort of channel updates, tell you guys a little story about what's going on with us. But don't worry, if you're here for delicious Italian food, do you really think we can go a whole video without cooking something? The story I'm going to tell you it's the fishmonger. Alici, alici. The story I'm going to tell you guys is about how Ava and I came to be the owners of this restaurant behind me. Or maybe I should say former restaurant, because it hasn't been open to the public in a very long time. More on that in a minute. But first, I need to back up to the beginning of the story. Before I met Ava, long before we started our YouTube channel, I actually started visiting Italy quite frequently. You see, I'm really obsessed with ancient Roman history, and, well, Italy is kind of the place to go if you're into that sort of thing. I mean, look around me. This is the kind of stuff you find in Italy. Okay, fine, this isn't Roman, it's a Norman castle, but it's still cool. I had a good time here. I ate pretty good food in pretty good restaurants. I saw all of the sights that tourists need to see. I thought I had Italy figured out. Then I met my now wife, Ava. She's from Calabria, a region that I'm embarrassed to say I hadn't even heard of before I met her. Soon after we started dating, I flew to Italy to come visit her hometown, Dasà. I remember when Ava and her parents first picked me up from the train station and drove me to their home. We were winding our way further and further into the mountains on these tiny little roads where, frankly, there were more sheep than cars. We finally arrived in Dasà, where I am right now, and I found a place unlike any other I had visited in this country before. This isn't Venice, this isn't Rome. It's one of the many, many small villages in rural Italy where life goes on generation after generation with very little attention from the outside world. In fact, it's a place that's basically impossible to visit as a tourist. In the village center, there aren't hotels, there aren't B&Bs. I suppose you could make a day trip here, but if you didn't know anyone here, there would be nothing for you to do. That's why my experience here was so special. Because I was invited into a family's home, I was able to witness and take part in the extraordinary lifestyle of this place in a way that almost no one else can. I ate food that you'll never find on a restaurant menu. I joined feasts that made me reconsider what a holiday is. I strolled through olive groves where the trees were planted before Rome even existed. Best of all, I found incredible people who were so welcoming, who just think that it's the best thing possible in life to be incredible hosts. Nothing I experienced as a normal tourist in Italy came even close to what I had here in Dasà. I wanted to share it with other people. I wanted to show others all of the amazing stuff that I got to experience here. Which is why Ava and I started doing exactly that. In addition to the Pasta Grammar Tour, where we travel all the way down through southern Italy, we launched a new project where we invite a small group of guests to come here to Dasà, spend a week with us. We cook together, we eat together, we celebrate together. This was our way of sharing Dasà with the world. But we had a big problem. We needed a place where we could get a big group of people together for meals. Mama Rosa's cozy kitchen barely fits me. It's not exactly the right place to get a cooking class going. Enter La Locanda. La Locanda is a former restaurant, but it's been closed for so long that Ava didn't even know there was once a restaurant here, even though she grew up right around the corner. Remember how I said there are no restaurants in town? Is there a restaurant back here? No restaurants on this street. I don't see any restaurants. No restaurants. Cool building though. This pizzeria, I've seen the sign since I first started coming to Dasà, never seen it open. There's a very good reason why there are no restaurants in Dasà, and that's because everyone here cooks amazing food. Why go out to eat when Nona's the best chef in town? So La Locanda was an ambitious idea that unfortunately didn't pan out, and it's just lain dormant here for a long, long time until we found it. Okay, I'm gonna take you guys inside to see what it looks like, but first I need to tell you about today's video sponsor. Every day here in Dasà, I have my morning ritual hike. I love starting my day that way, and I especially like it when I can listen to like audiobooks and podcasts along the way, which is why I always bring my pair of Raycon earbuds. It's rare that the words tech and affordable go together, but Raycon is on a mission to change that. With Raycon, you're paying half the price for the same, if not better, earbuds. The value you get is unbeatable because Raycon doesn't outsource their design and development. They're full of a ton of features that I always assumed you had to pay a lot more for. For instance, remember my morning walk? I have to walk on this road where often there's very little shoulder, but because Raycon earbuds have an awareness mode that allow in the sound from your environment, I can hear perfectly when cars are coming. They also have easy tap functionality. You can just tap right on the earbuds to control playing and pausing. They fit extremely well. They're very discreet. I've tried to get them to come out. They won't. You can get 15% off your own Raycon earbuds by clicking the link down in the description below. That's buyraycon.com/pastagrammer. Thanks for checking them out. It really helps support the show and what we're doing here. Speaking of which, back to the story. So this is our new place. When we first learned about it, it was in pretty rough shape, but in complete Dasà fashion, the entire local community came together to fix it up, clean it up, get it in shape. It was truly incredible to see how everyone came together to contribute. A local painter named Chicho gave us these paintings. He also hung them, and I need to have a conversation with him because this is kind of weird. These baskets were made by a guy in Dasà. And this is the kind of basket that they dry their, and what's the word? They treat their olives on. They lay them out on that mat and they salt them and they let them dry. Our friend Piero, who actually first made this into a restaurant, he donated this stove, an oven. Our friend Gianni gave us a whole bunch of firewood. He told me this was quercia. I don't know what quercia is. All of the terracotta dishware and stuff was made in a local town where they have incredible pottery. Mama Rosa brought this giant pot specifically to make huge quantities of meatballs. So this is obviously the bar, which comes complete with some graffiti. Look, it says ciao. Ciao, 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 ciao. It turned out to be the perfect place for what we needed. We did cooking classes here, we shared meals here, we even shot a few videos here, which you might have seen. More than that though, it started to become a gathering place for the locals. Every evening, everyone would gather to share food and music around the fire. It wasn't just a special place for us anymore, it was special for everyone in Dasà. But we still had a problem. We didn't own the building. In fact, no one who even lives in Dasà owned the building. We were very lucky to be able to use it every now and then, but we found ourselves needing to use it more and more and more. So we bought it. Ava and I just recently flew from Arizona to Rome. As soon as we got off the plane, we went and signed the paperwork. I don't know if after a really long sleepless flight where you've been up for like 24 hours is exactly the best time to sign real estate deals, but we did it. Owning this place certainly has some personal advantages for us. We can continue to do our weekend Dasà. We can bring the Pastagrammer tour here. We can use it to shoot videos and share recipes with you all while we're here. Overall though, we bought the restaurant to help Dasà. We still live in the United States, so we won't even be here most of the time, but it's available for the people here to use. And they're putting it to good use. They've already started offering their own cooking classes for traditional Calabrian cooking. They already have people coming from all over the world just to come and experience this. Not fans of ours, not people who've heard of Pastagrammer. They're just coming to learn how to cook this food. It's amazing, and we're so proud of this incredible town. So now we own a restaurant, but it's a different kind of restaurant. In a way, it's the perfect restaurant for Dasà. There's no executive chef. The cooks are the people of this town who make their amazing homemade food, which is way better than anything you'll find in a restaurant. A normal restaurant, that is. This is a restaurant where everyone cooks and eats together. Now, as I said, Ava and I still live in the United States, but we have a lot of work to do here. For instance, the roof of the Locanda needs to be redone. That's why we're gonna spend the entire summer here, all the way through our autumn tours. So get ready to see a lot of content from Italy However, I can already see the comments now. Did you guys move to Italy? No, we didn't move to Italy. We're going home at some point, eventually. We really need to thank all of you for helping to make this happen. Everyone who bought a t-shirt, or traveled on one of our tours with us, or especially just watched our videos. You helped us and Dasà to take this project to the next level. Eva and I are incredibly blessed to have such an amazing, supportive community of pasta grammarians, and it's always been important for us to channel your support to helping the people who, let's be honest, invent the incredible recipes that we share with you guys every week. It's communities like Dasà who make Italian food what it is, not just two YouTubers making videos in their kitchen. So thank you sincerely for helping us do that. The mission's not finished yet though. Behind me is the old mill of Dasà. It's very old, no one knows exactly how old, but it's old. But what's crazy is that this is where the people of Dasà all ground their flour and their grain up until the 1980s. Our friend Gianni used to work here as a child. I mean, like 10 years old child. So he knows everything about it and how it all works. And our next goal is to get it actually working again. So check out our merch store down below. It helps support us to do crazy things like get a medieval mill working again. All right, enough talking. I'm getting hungry. Let's see what Eva's up to. Hey, good looking. What you got? Oh, Pipi e Patati?
Sì, Harper, certo.
Guys, it's gonna be a good day. So can you explain to the uninitiated, the poor souls who have never had Pipi e Patati before, what it is?
So, this is a traditional dish from Calabria, and also a traditional dish from Dasà, and it's made with Pipi. So these are our...
Sorry. Sorry. Every time.
These peppers that you can find just in Calabria. As you can see, they are the size of a tomato. They should be very, very spicy. The jalapeno, serrano, they will.
It literally smells like Calabria in here.
Then I'm going to use potatoes. And then 2 or 3 very good ripe tomatoes.
Good choice.
Harper, this is a mandatory choice because it's one of the most traditional Calabrian dish. And they are amazing by themselves, in a sandwich, on a pasta.
I remember the first time you cooked these for me, it was in an old video. And of course you didn't have Calabrian peppers and it was delicious. You should try making it at home. It's amazing either way. But it wasn't until I came here and had it with Calabrian peppers that I was like, oh, now I understand.
So Harper, finally we're here in our restaurant, so we need to eat them.
All right, this is a very special buon appetito, isn't it?
Absolutely.
Buon appetito. It's just not the same without them. It's just not the same.
The Calabrian pepper,
oh my
they
gosh.
are amazing. No, not pepper, Pipi. And they taste even better here. And for here, I mean here, in this place.
I agree, food does taste better here. Speaking of which, if you want to come visit us here, we have new dates for both the Pasta Grammar Tour, which comes here for a day, or the Week in Dasà, which spends a whole week here. We'll put a link down below, go check it out. Before we go, a quick shout out to a pasta grammarian in action. Actually, let's throw in like 3 pasta grammarians who made excellent looking Croquette di riso, Mama Rosa's recipe.
And even Mama Rosa said that they look amazing. So, very good job.
We'll put her top 3 picks in, and those are our 3 pasta grammarians this week. Guys, thanks again, not only for watching, but for all of your support over the years and for really helping us to achieve something that we think is really special here. So, big thank you. All right, guys, we'll see you next time.
Ciao.
Belle prima nera, la vanna la messa l'oriara, e lo tacca l'uomo, e lo canta come lo zoppa bene. Mi pare che sto qui.